YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2, where I have what I hope is going to be a fun replay for you. I decided to do what I guess I called a Greek Throwdown here. You see, all the different Greek colonies and city-states wanted to get together in a reunion, and what better activity to have at a reunion than a big giant civil war, obviously created because someone ate the last bratwurst, and they just weren't happy about it. So what else can you do except take up your arms and head to the nearest field and duke it out in a battle for honor? So as you can see, we have Athens, Sparta, and Syracuse facing off against Massilia, another Sparta. So apparently the Spartans were a house divided. Apparently someone's brother ate the bratwurst, and the rest of the Spartans, though, weren't happy about it because this brother was a helot, according to them. I don't know how. I'm just making up stupid crap. And then Chimeria came along as well. So we got a lot of different Greek factions and stuff here. And really what I had hoped for with this battle was like to just be mostly in an infantry standpoint, just a big hoplite brawl. So I said no swords. So this is basically all spear-wielding infantry. My guys, though, a little bit out of taste here for Greek fighting. Not carrying a hoplon and then wearing the chainmail armor. So, yeah, not quite as cool as the guys with the hoplon and the bronze armor. We'll give them that. So there's some perioikoi. And then some Spartan hoplites over here as well. Here's some heroes of Sparta right there. So yeah, just in terms of armies, it's going to be lots of hoplites. The interesting things to note in this battle, this is a blade balance battle. So Massilia has access to light cavalry, which is actually shock cavalry. It's a light shock cavalry, but still makes it very interesting. And there are 4 armored horse archers here that came with Chimeria. Not a typical Greek thing that you see. And what was funny is that after the battle, I thought that they had used the glitch to bring these guys in, kind of like the guy did with the Lancers in one of my previous battles, but nope, these guys are actually available to Chimeria, and I had just forgotten, so I had to have a good laugh at myself for not being able to remember. So yeah, we've got Massilia over here, Chimeria in the center. Yeah, Massilia, Chimeria, and then another Sparta on her flank. Athens is going to struggle against Sparta. They definitely should have brought thorax hoplites instead of just hoplites. The mercenary veterans are a good choice, but all the cavalry might be a little bit tricky because Sparta has access to decent skirmishers, Tarentine cav, stuff like that. So they can usually find a way to try and counter Epeius lancers, which become a pretty expensive thing to have. So a lot of thorax hoplites would have been a lot tougher match against the Spartan hoplites, and I think just a better way to handle them in general here. But we'll see what happens. These armored horse archers are going to be a big problem. These are, one of them's, no. Okay, so it's 2, holy crap. It's 2 armored and 2 noble. Yeah, the noble horse archers are going to be a really big problem, in the sense that late game, these guys are very capable melee units with heavy mass to throw around. So yeah, the armored horse archers I think are only medium mass, and you know, similar idea, but just not quite as great. So obviously it's going to be a problem. So what about my part of the battlefield? So this is the Chimmerian army facing off against me. There are some Chimmerian noble infantry in a second line. These guys are very, very good. So I'm going to have to watch out for them. So yeah, but my thorax hoplites should be able to hold the line well. I'm using my light hoplites to try and bait volleys off of his Chimmerian heavy archers, because I have kind of a problem here. My thorax hoplites, they can do okay in combat. They won't do good against the nobles, but they'll definitely hold their own against the rest of the Chimmerians. I have 4 standard Greek archers here. They lack the range and the armor to keep up with the heavy archers, so I have to steer clear. I've also got 2 peltist units, and I brought these guys to support my hoplites because sometimes it's needed. I have 3 Italian cavalry, and my general is actually Epeius Lancer, which I thought was a bit of a risk, but just wanted to have a little bit of cavalry power just in case. And I've got 2 mercenary veteran hoplites holding this gap between my army and the Spartan. And on my right, of course, is the Athenian facing off against the Spartan. My guys are coming under fire already. So my thorax hoplites are going to be showered by the helot archers. And there should be an answer here from the Athenian archers, which is nice. Hopefully push them off my flank. Yeah, there's enough Athenian archers to really help me out here. One of those is a Cretan. So I'm taking some pretty heavy flank fire here, and it is not into my shielded flanks. That's not a bad target. It's going to weaken these guys up before combat. Let's see what's going on over here with my Spartan ally facing off against Massilia. They have a tough battle in front of them because Massilian hoplites are pretty darn cost effective. And the Spartan army here had a lot of perioikoi and other stuff here that was interesting. Not what I expected in terms of pick. So I think they're actually going to struggle versus Massilia. Just these Massilian Hoplites will make a great main line. Again, the horse archers are going to be a big problem. I go ahead while this Gorgo skirmisher was, or Cretan archer, sorry, was tanking some fire from the Cimmerian heavies. I moved up my my archers, and I'm going to start trading fire. This battle is pretty large and epic, so hopefully y'all enjoy this one. So yeah, I'm trading fire with his Cimmerian heavies, and I am ganged up on them 2-to-1. I should have just gone 4-on-1 and just killed these guys quicker, but I'm going 2-to-1 right now. And you can see their armor definitely benefits them. So these guys do have more attack though, and they probably fire a little bit quicker. So even 2-to-1, the Cimmerian heavies are doing pretty well. You can see that he's focused all 3 of his guys on one of mine, so I definitely should have focused all 4 of mine on one of his. Would have been better, but I'm still killing a fair number of his guys. What worries me though is that these horse archers come in, and they start firing away too, and they're firing into these Cretans. So they're going to help out, and then I can't really stop to fire at them as much as it's tempting, because I really need to kill as many of these Cimmerian heavies as possible. I need to kill as many of those missile units, period. And again, the Peltists, they don't really provide me a whole lot here in this early game phase, so I'm just going to hold them back for late game. And again, just look for targets of opportunity with these guys and try and use them to my best, the best of my ability. Still no mainline engagements yet, except for that Sparta and Athens are about to face off. So let's watch the epic clash of Hoplites. So Spartans clashing with Athenians here. The Spartans are going to win these fights. The Athenian Hoplites here are inferior. So yeah, you can see them clashing all across the lines. The Athenian cavalry is going to be superior, but it's whether or not it can be used to a good effect. The main Athenian line here is going to get crunched pretty bad. They certainly need to go into a hoplite phalanx as well, but they have not. And then some of these skirmishers would be somewhat ripe for the picking here too, I would hope. But yeah, there's a Spartan second line too. These mercenary veteran Hoplites are good, but they will get trashed by heroes of Sparta and Royal Spartans. This picked Hoplite would need to come around here and support, which they certainly could do at this point. So, but the problem is this main line is going to collapse as well. Over time, it'll take a while, but it's going to collapse. I take one cavalry unit through thinking this was just an easy kill, but I mean there's a lot of enemies here, and so this was probably of questionable value. I was thinking I could get quite a few kills on the armored horse archers pretty quick. I did charge them, and I have a 15 bonus versus cavalry, but I'm really not getting any kills here with my Italian cavalry. I'm just getting destroyed. So that was not worthwhile. Not at all. The Spartan is engaging the Massilian Hoplites out here. The Spartan Hoplites will lose that. The Massilians have a better charge, and they have better prolonged melee stats, better armor piercing. So my mainline engagement has taken place. Some of my archers have gotten caught up in here too because I wasn't paying attention. But I do have phalanx going on my men. They'll do fine against his Hoplites. When he comes in with his Cimmerian nobles, I'll be in trouble. So the infantry engagement's going to have mixed results for me. Over here, where I took a lot of archer fire, I've already had to reinforce with one of my mercenary veteran Hoplites. But the other one's still kind of holding this gap here. It is under a little bit of archer fire too. These archers, I really need them dead. The Athenian player, though, has not been able to kill them yet. Let's just take a look at this battle. Get some close-ups. So yeah, my mercenary veterans taking some fire. They're just trying to whittle them away, and why not? Again, the mainline engagement is going to be fairly stable for my men. I went ahead and blocked this Cimmerian noble infantry with a light hoplite, and I'm going to get my archers out of that blob. So eventually this Cimmerian noble is going to break through, but basically I'm just holding them. My Peltists, they see a target of opportunity with these horse archers. I started to move up, but I'm going to actually just back off a little bit. No need to get too hasty with them yet. But at this time, the Athenian cavalry has been somewhat wasted over here. There's perioikoi spears and then Royal Spartans incoming, so this engagement over here has gone pretty poorly for the Athenian. And again, the mainline engagement is going to favor the Spartan heavily here. The archers are just kind of firing in towards their own hoplites. And over here, my mercenary veterans are going to get charged by the Cimmerian nobles, and those guys are going to win this fight pretty convincingly. This horse archer is thinking to get behind my lines. It's an armored horse archer, so it kind of came through that gap, and it's doing a little bit of firing here, but I'm going to be able to intercept it with some of my cavalry. In fact, I activate on it in just a moment, but again, just kind of holding the line. Over here, the Spartan opponent or teammate is kind of slowly losing to the Massilian player, who has more flexible troops really at the moment. But yeah, that horse archer came through. I'm going to chase it off. And unfortunately, if I would have reacted quicker, I probably could have caught it. And these archers could have shot at it too. But now it's going to be able to get protected by this Spartan Hoplite. And I actually kind of blunder into the Spartan Hoplite for just a moment. I saw it at the last second, but couldn't quite get my guys to respond in time, so I think I saw it right about this time here. Yeah, right there you can see it, and I tried to get the order, but they just didn't quite get away, and the Spartan Hoplites actually got a ton of kills there. Hoplites don't usually kill that quick, but they got a lot. They killed at least 10 of my general. So again, the infantry fight in the center, the only reason why they're starting to get any advantage on me is because of the Spartan player being here. The Cimmerian player is not really gaining any particular advantage against me in and of himself. But that's the problem. The Spartan player is now on my flank. These archers are doing a little bit about it, which is nice, but they're also under threat from these armored horse archers. So I think that I'm going to move this cavalry. No, I don't know if I move that cavalry right now. I'm holding a lot of cavalry in reserve, way away from the Cimmerian heavy archers. I do see an opening for my Peltis, though. So let's watch what Peltis are good for. I saved their precision shot right here, and I saw this Lancer cavalry coming through, and you're going to see what precision shot javelins will do to a cavalry unit. They just absolutely slaughtered it. And again, you got to remember that these guys have decent armor and stuff for prolonged combat. So this unit's right here just paid for themselves by destroying an elite Lancer cavalry immediately. So now these guys have created a hole for themselves to get through, so I'm going to push my Peltis through there. Again, though, the bad news is that for my team, on both flanks, my teammates are crumbling. They put up a good fight, but honestly, both of them were in situations where the enemy faction just honestly probably had a superior army pick. I didn't get to see all the details. Yeah, you can see here the Hippeus Lancers destroying a Tarentine Cav, and in general, the Massilians getting the nice engagements that they need. So yeah, if we come over here and look, there's some Celtic, what are these, Celtic Slingers or something here probably? Yeah, Celtic Slingers. Yeah, the Massilians gaining an advantage, though their general Massilian Hoplite is not doing too good against that Heroes of Sparta. And here my Peltist are going to be used for what I was hoping, which is just to get them into behind the enemy. I don't have a ton of javelins left, but I do have javelins. And this is how you can make these guys' presence felt. I'm going to pull them up at basically point-blank range and just start unloading into the back of enemy units. Like right here, it's going to literally be point-blank range. So I'm going to give that attack order. And we're going to start cutting down these Massilian Hoplites at a very fast pace. Yeah, so they're going to go down very quickly. And then I can just rear charge when they're out of ammo, like so. So these guys use their ammo. And this, again, this is the way you want to use these Peltists. They have a little more armor. I don't know what their mass is. They're still light, but they do have the armor. Quite a lot of it, 65 armor. And, you know, again, not great melee stats, but after throwing their javelins and in a rear charge, they're going to be pretty helpful. You see my Peltist in there. They're going to help break those Spartans. And again, these guys threw most of their javelins. I had a couple left. Decided to save them. I'm just going to get into the back of these Massilian Hoplites. So, very nice support of the Hoplite troops, but let's see what else is going on. At this point, the Spartan player has just completely crumbled through the Athenian, and I'm doing anything I can to hold them off, which is very little at this point. I went ahead, this archer unit was almost out of ammo, so I went ahead and used them to lure the armored horse archer up close so that I could destroy it with my Hippeus Lancer, because otherwise I would not have been able to catch it. So this is going to allow me to get rid of that armored horse archer, which is important. I haven't really gotten a lot of kills in my Lancer, but trust me, my general will go down in a blaze of glory. We all know that. I can see to it. This Peltis unit got 59 kills, did rather nicely. This one over here, 97 kills. So, and remember that a bunch of those kills came on a 1,000 talent Hippeus Lancer unit, so these guys have easily paid for themselves in this combat. Though these guys aren't going to be able to defeat those Spartan Hoplites there. The Cimmerian Noble Infantry is in trouble, but it got reinforced by Heroes of Sparta, so now I'm the one in trouble. I'm in big trouble, in fact. Let's kind of watch the last stand of my general. Actually, one last thing over here. These Heroes of Sparta were holding out, and I wanted to give them a rear charge. This is only an Italian cavalry. If it was a Hippeus Lancer, it would have been a little more convincing, but still going to get a very nice downhill charge into the Heroes of Sparta, but those are some very tough units. And even though they're up against some overwhelming odds here, they are going to continue to fight rather valiantly. And then in terms of my general, I know that I'm going to die at this point, so I want to send him down in the biggest blaze of glory possible. So yeah, all my infantry go ahead and get wrapped up. Most of my Thorax Hoplites were able to perform decent. They held the line for a very long time, which that was my main goal, because I was in the center of the map. I just needed to hold the line and wait to see whether or not my teammates on the flank could create a decisive victory. That did not happen. Part of me wishes that I would have taken my Hippeus Lancers over to one flank, but of course, you know, they may have been countered by those Horse Archers. Now over here, I see a bunch of juicy archer targets back behind this very thinly spread Spartan Hoplite, so I'm going to introduce these guys to the concept of bracing. As in, they don't have any, but they still killed some of my men on the charge, so I'm going to go ahead and bust through their line, though, and I'm going to make it into these Helot archers, and I'm going to teach these Helots not to challenge their noble brethren. So we're going to charge the Helot archers, and then I'm going to go for some more Helot archers over here as well. So again, just sending my general down in an absolute blaze of glory here. Just die doing what you love, which is charging. But yeah, this is it. My team is finished. So in the Spartan Civil War, we learned that we really shouldn't have eaten the last bratwurst and ticked off our brother Greeks, because now we're all in trouble. And no doubt all of our frivolous fighting here will only make it easier for the Romans to march through our lands. So the key here is just to be nice, folks. Break the bratwurst in half. Be kind. Love your neighbors. You know, all that such and such. Hope you all enjoyed the big Hoplite battle. It was fun. Let's go take a look at the stats. Thank the players here. We had Zeal, Nol, Sky Ramel, Zeal Balhaman. I played against him previously as well. Zeal European Lion, and we had Octavian in there as well. So hopefully, appreciate all those players playing the game with me. The Spartan player here ended up getting a spectacular number of kills, 1959. Very well played. Let's see which units were the key for him. This Spartan Hoplite right here did very well. And then, of course, this Royal Spartan, not so surprising, did a great job. His general, though, managed to get killed somewhere. Maybe got overwhelmed early or something. Now, in terms of my infantry, very disappointing performance from the mercenary veteran Hoplites. These guys should have done much better than that. I obviously did not use them very well. Though, again, my Thorax Hoplite line, a couple of them not great, but a pretty respectable performance as expected. My cavalry just not able to do much. Okay with my archers. They're cheap. Didn't need a ton of kills. Some of these kills were on heavy archers, so you know, it helps. I wouldn't know that they're necessarily cost justified. The Peltist, I would say, were worth it for getting rid of that cavalry and helping with a couple of Hoplites. And then the light Hoplites actually did play a pretty important role in first screening missiles and then holding off the outflanking attempts that were coming from the Cimmerian player, because just solely against the Cimmerian player, things were going okay for me. It was obviously around the flanks that started to collapse. Let's look at Nol here and see which units he had that did well. Not a ton of kills on any one of his, but his general here doing the best, the Heroes of Sparta, not surprising. And let's see here, the picked Hoplites again doing the best as we would expect. For Belhaman, yeah, these Massilian Hoplites, these are good units. And the Spartan player on our side having to take these guys on, I don't envy him. That's a difficult task. The Spartan Hoplite's not really a match for these guys. A Royal Spartan or a Hero of Sparta might be able to help, but definitely tough. And with these light horse being the cavalry that they are, makes Massilia an interesting faction there. Let's look at European Lion. We already looked at his stacks, actually, and let's take a look at Octavian. Yeah, these heavy archers, I tried to kill them early. We got rid of these guys and these guys, but this unit stuck around and killed a ton of men. Again, a couple of the horse archers not really getting a whole lot, and this one finally got killed, but this unit would have caused extreme damage in the late game had it gone on any longer. But again, Cimmeria, you can see their infantry not really able to gain an edge against my infantry as expected. The only units that were kind of getting any kills were these nobles. But again, you know, there's only so many of those, so that's why I was feeling pretty decent about the infantry engagement. Hope you all enjoyed this one. I will be back with hopefully some more fun battles like this. If you have ideas on what you want me to play, let me know. Again, this one was just supposed to be, you know, kind of some Greek battle fun here. Big, massive battle with lots of Greek factions. Again, if you have ideas, let me know. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.